how to start a startup. If you're looking to start a business right now and you're looking to really get your business off the ground, there's three things you need to think about. The first thing is, what is my business going to be about? What's my startup going to be about? And is it a niche? Because most people that start a business, they don't really think about how are you different to everybody else. There's so many people starting businesses now that we have to make our business stand out. That's the first thing. Number two is, how different is it, and what other products and services can we provide compared to other people? So it's kind of the same as the first one, but now you have to differentiate. So this is what we called a micro niche. So you've probably heard of a niche, but now we talk about a micro niche. And the third one is specificity. The more specific we are about something, the more we can penetrate the market, and the easier it is to penetrate the market. You see, when you start a startup, you don't want to be like everybody else. You don't want to be broad, you want to be specific. And when I mean specific, I'm talking about, if you look at let's look at a GP, for example. How much does a GP get paid, right? And how much does a heart surgeon or a brain surgeon get paid? You see, the more specific you are, the more specialized you are in your startup, the more income that you'll make. So I'm looking down here because I don't want to fall over whilst I'm filming this video. So I look really stupid. I look stupid enough holding this little selfie stick. Anyway, so starting a business or starting a startup, it's probably one of the most difficult things to do if you don't know how to do it. And again, I'll give you some bits of advice when you're starting your startup. It's got to be niche, it's got to be micro, it's got to be nano, it's got to be specific. The more specific and specialized you are in what you do, the faster you'll be able to penetrate the market. And we've got to be, again, different to how everybody's doing this. Like if you walked into a DIY store, right, and there's lots of nails in this DIY store, which one do you buy? They're all the same size, they're all the same color, and they're all the same price. So you buy the one that is the closest to you. So it's how you positioned in the market. You know, one of the best ways to get positioned is to get branded. So when you're starting your startup, you want to get branded as well. What do I mean by branding? So if I say to you right now, think of your industry. So let's say your industry is the health and wealth industry. Right? If I say health and wealth, do I automatically think of you? Probably not. Right? So when we come to branding, branding means that, are you the first person I think about when I think about your startup? Are you the first person I think about when I'm looking for a product or service to do with this business? So I will always recommend that if you are starting a startup, that to make sure that you're niche, micro and nano, and also to make, the fourth thing is to make sure that you are branded. Because the more branded you are, the more that you'll be able to differentiate yourself from other people, and the more you'll be able to stand out as well. And the more you stand out, the more exposure you get, because it's all about exposure. Most startups, when they start up, the reason why they fail is because no one knows they exist. Like, you may be very good at what you do, but people may not know that you exist. So you've really got to stand out from everybody else. You've really got to start focusing on what's right and focusing on how you can help other people, and be really specific about it. Because the more specified you are, the more you stand out. How have I done this in my business? How have I stood out in my business? Well, one of the things that I do is I'm an author. I've got 3 best-selling books, and so the last one I just wrote was called The Wealth Dragon Way. And so one of the things that I've done there is, when I wrote the book, I had a lot of PR and branding around it. And what happened is, people that never knew who we were, they started to read the book. They started to go, oh wow. So one of the things that positioning is really powerful. It's really powerful is because people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Right? Think about that for a second. Why do you buy Apple? Not because it's cool, because first of all, you have social proof that other people around are actually buying these things. Right? So now you have social proof. Another thing you have as well is you buy why Steve Jobs created it in the first place. If you look at the iPod, a lot of people try to copy that, but why did we buy Apple's iPod rather than everybody else's? Because when Steve Jobs designed that product, he designed it for himself. He designed it for himself to use. He didn't really design it for just something that you could sell and make money from. Right? He designed it, it's so well produced that everybody started to buy it for that reason. Right? It's because it was designed for a user to use. And I have to say that when you understand these concepts and when you're starting a startup, you'll be able to accelerate the startup so fast that you're like, wow, this is pretty easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. So I hope you found this lesson useful. Again, this lesson is how to start a startup, and make sure you go out there and you take massive action and just apply these 4 things. I know I said 3, but I've given you the last one, which is the branding. And make sure you get positioned in the market as well, because the more positioned you are in the market, guess what? The more income you'll be able to make. So, hope you found this useful, and I'll see you on the next video. This is John Lee, the author of The Wealth Dragon Way. Make a fortune, make a difference. Thank you.